Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Unveiling Meditation. I am Reverend Kari Caldwell, and it is All Saints Day. All Saints Day. And I think back to when we started really this whole year, and feeling into this window of time feels like I remember doing it at the beginning of the year. Halloween, Samhain, all of the different transitions that really yesterday and today and the next couple of days represent. And it has flown by so incredibly fast, so fast. Not only is the energy moving, but so many incredible opportunities and activities. And so it just feels so potent and powerful to be able to be here with you, to have been weaving this magic and energy each of these mornings that we make the time to show up, to bring light, more and more light into the world, which is really why I think All Saints Day is an incredible day to honor. Because when we connect to and think about the ways in which humanity has been living and evolving, by religion being the primary guide or doctrine that handled the evolution of the soul, the saints were the ones who have been placed into the canon, not only in the Catholic Church, but the Lutheran, I believe, and Methodist. All of them have and recognize different saints' days. And the saints were the ones who were getting outside of the box and really finding and taking a role of leadership in their own way, their roles with source, with their divine inner source. And so today, in that sense, is a super duper magical day. It's a day that we get to really deeply root ourselves into as we call forward in ourselves our own inner light, our own inner connection, and the ways in which we get to carry that in the world. And so whether we're, none of us know, right, what little act of faith or kindness someday could canonize us in the many logs of all of the different people that are out there. But even if it's just one person and one person's heart that we're able to share our light with and put that forward, and in so doing, in being ourselves, being true to ourselves, we're able to bring it forward. I think it is beyond worth it. So with that, let's awaken not only the saints and those who have been the light carriers before us, but also the light within ourselves. Taking a nice, deep breath in. Nice, big exhale. And another nice, deep breath in, slowly closing the eyes. And settling into the room and the moment, feeling yourself as you find this inner source of light and connection by just simply following your breath, allowing your breath to guide you from one thought to the next, until suddenly they've all been extinguished for the morning. Just keep breathing like a cloud floating over the sun, allowing the breath to be what moves the cloud across the sun until suddenly there are no more clouds, and all we are left with are the beautiful rays of the sun shining down. And it's being in this season that is the transition, where the bounty and the harvest of the sun are celebrated and brought to the forefront, feeling the colors of the sun as they reflect in the ripening and the harvests of the fruit of nature, the heat of the summer, expressing itself through the leaves and the trees in their multicolors before they drop their leaves to the ground. That cycle of renewal, that perfect ripening that our souls are at, allowing that light, as you imagine the sun now shining down fully on you, to begin to illuminate from within you in the same way it does as a leaf on the tree, that light illuminating within you, that beautiful cycle of life and death, and rebirth, the light turning on and off and sparking again. As you feel that sunshine anchoring you in, imagining it melting down your body and your spine into your hips until it reaches your hips and all the way into your thighs and your knees and your feet. And you imagine it melting, melting into the ground, where we feel the earth beginning to take in our light and all that has been an interference, creating a deep sense of grounding and calm as it melts away. Any tension in the body, any thoughts racing across the mind, just the stillness of the moment as we imagine that light sparking to life within our hearts, like that first spark of the fire that's about to be lit. Imagining yourself as that fire within the hearth. And oftentimes it takes a few sparks and then suddenly something catches and it starts to go. Trusting that as you feel yourself connecting to the earth, as you imagine that fire within the hearth sparking and beginning its nice, slow burn, hot, intense burn, probably different for everyone. Feeling it building and building within that hearth of your heart until suddenly you are nothing but this beautiful warm light radiating within you. And also connecting to the warmth of that light, really feeling the energy rising and the nourishment from the earth that feeds it. The cycle of your breath, imagining a cool breeze in the trees, the warmth of the fire, all of these different elements sparking to life. We're going to go ahead and increase the intensity and the frequency of that fire now. Let's take it up a couple clicks, a couple notches in frequency out of those beautiful earth vibrations that are really connecting us to our ancestors. So first, imagining this hearth that you have set as you call forward your ancestors and the saints that have walked before us. And whether you sense or feel them, can imagine them in your mind's eye, or you just feel a heightening in the frequency in your body. So there's a little bit more energy running, or maybe your body starts to give you different signals or symbols in your mind's eye. Maybe you feel a quickening of the pace of your heart or the warmth in your body. Or maybe in the same way we sense whomever may be riding in the back of the car. We can't see them, but we can feel them. We know they're there. You just sense and feel the saints converging in this moment, encircling this beautiful fire that you have set in the hearth. And as you feel and sense this presence as our frequency up levels, go ahead and click it up a couple more notches. It's like shifting into the gaslit fire in the hearth now, where you crank the timer and crank the flame, the heat of the flame. Go ahead and open that circuit up. And now as you breathe, let's go ahead and give it the fuel it needs to enact that up level. With each breath, drawing in from the earth, imagining that beautiful luminescent light, that beautiful spark of life that comes as we imagine the subtle glow off of the greens of the grasses, the crunch of the leaves beneath our feet, and even the first snowfalls and the magic of the elements and the shifting, where time stands still and you feel the earth giving of her beauty despite the transition into the slowdown. Nothing more than a shifting of how we read the energies and the frequencies. Each breath you're drawing in, drawing that earth energy up into your body, that luminescent field. And like the increase of the opening of the valve, that fire within your heart, expanding, filling your entire rib cage, not just burning like a nice little flame, but really, really filling the rib cage, continuing with your breath to feed it and to fuel it. Intense breathing in and out, or intentional breathing in and out, allowing the top of the breath to link to the bottom of the breath in one harmonious loop. In, out, in, out. Find your own rhythm as you begin to imagine that beautiful hearth fire extending outside of your body, as though we've just entered beautiful, beautiful, expansive warmth, large enough to feed and to nourish all those who are joining us, as our frequency and the intensity and the heat continues to rise. And imagining as it does, as we gaze up to the sky again, and seeing this beautiful portal of light shining down upon you, like a tunnel of light that through your dedication and your ritual and your prayer and your breath has opened. As you gaze upon the heavens above and the beauty of the earth all around you, imagining this column of light that you have become, synchronizing with all of the saints that are here, columns of light, pillars of strength. As you breathe in and out, allowing yourself to really settle in to those columns of light, to being that column of light, and to feeling all of the other support structures around you as these saints open up their frequencies and their vibrations. Go ahead and allow for their names, the spoken name, to begin to flood through your mind. Maybe it's Saint Francis of Assisi, Saint Genevieve, Saint Joan of Arc, Saint Stephen. We all know the names, whether we know who or what their missions were. Go ahead and settle into your body for these names and the spoken words as we think and reflect on their names. Hold frequency, a frequency that represents truth, a universal truth embodied for density in our day-to-day challenges and struggles. And the density or the lower vibrational emotions we experience is simply light that is captured. It is this light also. And as humanity has passed through its different evolutionary journeys, as we think back to these moments in time when these saints walked the earth in their human form, they were doing nothing more than bringing light to a certain aspect of the density. And as that light illuminated that truth or that hardship, it triggered a truth within all those around it. The slow awakening of the collective mind as one truth upon another truth awakens within each of us. These truths serving as the pillars of light, but also the pillars of strength, the staff within us that says, not only I am, but also resonates and claims a frequency that gives each of us the bedrock, the foundation we need to remember who we are. Beautiful light beings walking this earth, seeking more and more light, lightness in our soul, lightness in ourselves. Go ahead now as you think upon all of the truths that you hold, that you have learned about love, about integrity, about the divine nature of life, and how to bring it and experience it to its greatest and fullest capacity. Think about all these lessons that you hold as truths within you, and how, as you've learned them, they've illuminated densities. You too are a saint. And all of the saints that are here, you stand amongst them as you allow this flame within your heart to continue to build and illuminate, feeling its light glowing off of you. And maybe you sense it like the fire in the fireplace, emanating a beautiful, soft, gentle, or maybe intense, brilliant, white, hot light. As you stand within and among the great ones whose names have been recorded in the hearts of many as anchors of truth and light. And maybe they were known for their divine connection or ability to be God, to connect to God, to be a messenger of God. But we all know in our hearts that God lives within each of us, and this light that holds wisdom lives within each of us. And so as we honor the saints today, so too do we honor ourselves and all those who walk this path of light, seeking, being, feeling, calling in the significance of light and truth and integrity, to be that pillar of strength, not only for ourselves, but for the community as a whole and those we love. There's a bit of a shift that I'm sensing here that's needed before we come to completion. So we're going to increase the frequency again. Imagine turning that fire up just a little bit more, as though we're activating the mind on a higher level, a higher frequency. Go ahead and imagine jumping out of your meditative mind right now, whether you're doing the, mom healer, whatever it may be, the recipient, the student, and jump into an archetype of the saint. Go ahead and up-level your mind, imagining meeting yourself as the saint, the bearer and carrier of light. Maybe you begin to sense the angels around you allowing your body to activate as though we're shedding, peeling back layers upon layers upon layers of density from our hearts and our soul. Allowing, like the leaves on the tree that have ripened, so to the light within you to ripen. All of the layers peeling back, focusing in on a beautiful beam or star of light that is shining down from above, and welcoming in each of the saints that have shown up with you and for you. Maybe you know their names, maybe you've heard as they whisper it in your ear, the different saints that are appearing with you today. Trusting and knowing that at this window in time, the veil is most thin, meaning the frequencies are easier to access, and we are within our ecliptic season. So lots and lots of light, your inner intuitive senses, super heightened, super activated. But we also are in Mars retrograde in Gemini, which causes the human mind to be part of this journey and the dance between the human and the saint. So my invitation to you is like imagining taking a running leap and plunge into the pool, to just go for it and plunge in, opening your heart to your sainthood and all of the saints that are here. In God's grace, the grace of the universe and primordial source, enhancing your frequencies as you connect not only to the saints as we know them, as they've been gifted to us through the religions, their stories canonized, but all of the saints of all of the religions, as though there is this vast network, a web of light that encircles the planet like a force field of protection, of golden light and love woven around, acting and serving as a beautiful filter. As you raise your frequency, oftentimes people worry about the density, getting caught or trapped in the density. But as we raise our elevation or elevate our frequencies, those more dense aspects and parts simply fade away. Go ahead and allow yourself to be lifted into this grid of all of the saints, all those within the world's religions and outside of the religions that have walked this planet, this incredible earth walk as light beings. For this is your brotherhood and your sisterhood. This is your humanhood and your incredible tribe of enlightened, of the enlightened. Welcome, my beautiful light beings, the many saints. Allow yourself to see the ways in which you've touched those, not only that you love, and not only through action, but your inaction, your ability to simply be. You are light. You are love. You are joy and peace and happiness. Feel this strength of being part of this incredible tribe echoing in your heart. As you slowly, slowly make your way back down from that field, that beautiful web of energy, ever connected into your body. And feel now how expansive your energy field feels, how enlightened all of the cells in your body feel. So you come all the way down, landing like we've got a space pack on with our feet, gentle landing, but a solid one. And as you do, lightning bolts of this light down and into the earth, anchoring you in. For you bring light and love and joy and peace and happiness to the earth. And as you come all the way back into your body, feeling your body, as you give thanks to these saints and to all of the guides, and there are many different vibrations and frequencies, breathing in and out, allowing yourself to land in your heart with the fullness of the purpose of light and love. Taking a moment to breathe, to settle into the body, to feel the chest rise and fall, to wiggle the fingers and the toes, to feel yourself completely connected. As you slowly begin to open your eyes, coming back to the room, to the moment, may it be a day full of so much light and love. Namaste.